Parkin, any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, accepted unanimously. Comments, I just continue everything I see visually when I'm walking around town, but also what I receive in the activities for the kids are just phenomenal. I really like the idea of the Park and Rec offering, nighttime gatherings. I think that the trips will catch the middle school kids to go and have some special times. That's great. Congratulations. And I just want to commend the LPC. We had our first LPC meeting for the season, and you did a nice job. Okay. Sure.
Okay, thank you. Hi, everybody. Community collaborations is one of the first things on the agenda there, and those are the kinds of things that Mr. Rafferty was just speaking to, and we could really talk in great detail about that, but some of it's a review from last month, but wanted to confirm that the drug take back box that we partnered with the police department was delivered last Friday, and the installation will take place sometime in the next 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. It's meant to be right in the front lobby of the police department. And it was, really extensive on their end. And I have to again thank Lieutenant Walsh for really spearheading that, and Detective Williams moving it forward, because they have to train their own staff to be the ones who take the retrievals out of the box. And we will be able to do a large take back initiative April 25th, which is the National Drug Take Back Day, but it'll be open all the time. So we'll be advertising that kind of on an ongoing basis to local providers and all of our residents as well. So when you see it, Brittany and Jessica designed the wrap for it, and it highlights the partnership between the agency and the police department, and has some great information and resources on it through a QR code so that residents can get more help if they need it when they come to that box. Another thing that we have going on obviously is holiday giving, and you do know that with COVID, we had transferred it over to the police department for a while. Hi, come on in. And a lot of that was due to the distribution. They were able to do a drive-through so that there was less physical contact. And this year it's coming back to the firehouse, which we're really happy about. It allows us to have more individual contact with the residents who we assess for not only the holiday giving part, but what other services they might be eligible for that we can provide. But it also allows us to utilize community volunteers who often helped pack the bags, and it was a big part of their holiday season. Sometimes it's elderly folks who don't have family in the area, and it's an opportunity for them to get together with the rest of the elves and have a good time. So we're happy about that, and we're so appreciative the fire department is open for that. The week starts, drop off would be after the torchlight parade, so on Monday the 15th. And we have to send a flyer over to the central office because they wanted to do it.
That just went up today.
Oh, thank you. And then we'll be packing the bags right up until Thursday, and the extended hours for pickup would be 8 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Thursday, December 18th. After that, we have a school. We've had a long time partnership with a gentleman. I think it's been 23 years, where he comes in a big van to take other items to give to older teens who want to get presents to their younger siblings. And then we also have a DCF worker here, Brenda, who comes and fills up a couple of cars so that when kids are displaced from their own homes, she puts together bags to give for them. So nothing goes to waste, and everything gets packed up by the end of that day. The other collaboration is certainly the Starlight Festival. So that's Saturday, December 6th. And it's 1 o'clock to 4:30. The big man from the North Pole arrives at 1:30 for anybody with small children who wants to come for that. And we'll have some of the same things we've had the last few years, where there'll be a face painting group there. That's excellent. Our program coordinators are designing a game for family interaction on the green to keep kids busy during the time when they're waiting for Santa. Park and Rec has a bunch of elves who will take pictures, and we know that in the last few years, a lot of people have done their family holiday card photo there because the gazebo looks just beautiful with all the lights and the decorations. So Hope to see any of you there that can come. And then our fundraising effort will be a donation for this Shoreline Soup Kitchen and Pantry. So the Masons, again, are making chili at no cost to us. And then the tickets that got sold for face painting, the marketplace, the holiday marketplace, and chili, that's the donation to Shoreline Soup Kitchen and Pantry. I'm sure you're all aware that the SNAP assistance being reduced for a lot of our residents, and the different things that are going on right now. And that's part of the community collaboration. A lot of organizations reach out to us to see how we can organize the effort for their organization, whether they just bring the stuff here or we direct them to locations where residents are going to be anyway, and so they can pick up extra supplies. And I'll ask you a question about schools in a moment. And then the turkey drive, the police department will be collecting turkeys Saturday and Sunday, November 22nd and 23rd. The distribution will be at the police department the 24th and 25th from 2 to 6:30. And at that time, there's always plenty of turkeys. Anything that's left people will get another turkey at holiday giving time. And they usually have a lot of other groceries that people can come and take. So at present, we don't identify any residents that are really at risk, but it's definitely a concern for folks as they're trying to maintain, the expenses that they have in other areas. So Sue will join us for a meeting next month, and she'll be able to speak to heating assistance and things like that. So if you have any questions related to that prior to us meeting in December, please send them to me via email. And if she can't come that night, she'll have answered the questions prior to us getting together. And then the last thing about collaboration, I think you mentioned it, Park and Rec, Mike, our program coordinators and Taryn Erb couldn't be here tonight, are trying to identify ways to offer free youth fun in the evening, like a Friday or a Saturday night. And because it's new, it'll take a little while for the word to get out and some momentum to build. And I know that Dave, when we mention things for kids to do, it does take some time for them to recognize that there might be something new going on. And so I just want you to know that those conversations are always happening about how can we make that happen? What would they like? And we're going to ask you guys in a few minutes for it, if you have any ideas. Because just because we think it's going to be fun doesn't mean you guys think it's going to be fun.
Saturday fun is really cool.
I know. Yeah. So there's that. Then the in-school services and programming, and maybe Lisa, you could speak to, actually, if you don't mind, from your perspective, how are things going? And
things are going very well. We are just soon into our second trimester of school, so we'll be meeting with Adam and Trish and actually shaking things up again, because we want to make sure that we get to as many students as we can and not just stick with the same students we have. They're doing a phenomenal job with the students they're currently working with, and they have a voice council group that's going, and we love that group.
yeah.
But we think that's really important. So see if we can get Trisha girls group going. So that will be helpful, and I think it's a nice connection for the students to see people from youth and family services at school. So then when they see them outside of school, they already have that relationship.
And the referrals here for counseling services are up due to that connection as well. So Dave, from your perspective at the high school, do you mind sharing if you know much about how the break room is being received? Or
I can't speak too much about it because our support staff has really been the entity that has spearheaded working closely. From an anecdotal point of view, it just seems like the communication about it throughout the school was done really well, that kids know about it. It sounds like it's busy from my office when they're there, that there are kids stopping by and that there's good conversation taking place. And so, I think we part of what the support staff had talked about, and correct me if I'm wrong, was just measuring the impact and working together to do that. So they had mentioned to me that that's something that they were gonna kind of collect as the year went on, and we would talk about that.
Okay, well, thank you, and thank you to your front office staff too. They've been really supportive, and the communication's been great. So, Brittany, could you speak to the IPC?
Sure, so IPCA is
Intimate
partner conflict, so many things. So it's a domestic violence group that we, that one of the high school seniors really like taking this on. She's the head facilitator. We're there for support. And the first thing we're doing this month is going to be on November 15th. It is going to be The Movie Ends With Us at Park and Rec. We just got that approved, and with a little small discussion after. So things that we're seeing in the movie, what could be a red flag, how do we communicate that if your friend's having an issue with a domestic situation, how do you get involved without getting yourself in danger? So it's those kind of conversations that we're constantly having. And they really take the ball and roll with it. Like they've the ones that done the fundraisers right outside of Swell, and they've raised so much money. So kudos to them. But it's a really good group that really powers themselves and people around them. We've connected them with Safe Futures. So we're hoping to have a speaker come in to them and then maybe work on that for Flex and having them go around to speak about it. Because it's how we get the discussion started, right? On those kind of topics.
Do you want to say what they did with the some of the supplies that they have?
Oh yeah, so we collected a bunch of supplies at the end of the year. And that we finally just dropped them off to one of the homeless shelters in New London, and some of the students actually now are going to be volunteering there. So they're going to start like an internship there in a way of volunteering and getting all that started. So that was really exciting. And it was super helpful, especially in this time of need, because I know that there's a lot of stress on the table with finances for a lot of nonprofits and whatnot. So,
and do you think that after the leader graduates, that there's enough interest to potentially keep that moving forward?
yes, I think so. We've got a junior who's really like another like grabs onto it and really loves it, Jaden. Yeah, so she's really into it. They did a really cute thing where they're doing the pumpkins. Do we know what pumpkin won, by the way?
It wasn't that.
Okay, well, that's later with you. Okay, that's all we, yeah. Let's not talk about scary either. But yeah, so they did a really cute idea where all the clubs would make a pumpkin and they had to design it. And if you came in dressed as something fun for Halloween, you like put money towards it and you vote for the best pumpkin. We did a superhero domestic violence pumpkin. So it was really fun to do with them. But yeah, overall, it's a really great group.
And thank you for doing that, because that student was really passionate to get that up and running, and it just wasn't something that the school could do directly.
Sure.
So partnering with you,
Yeah.
with that student has just been, it's been tremendous for them. So
Well, thank you for asking.
Yeah, it's a big chunk of a group.
It is.
They come consistently every Tuesday, so.
And while you're up, why don't you talk about the YPAC meetings at school?
YPAC meetings at school, yes, they've been really good. We're trying to still get the feel. It's hard because they wanted us to come like every week, so we're trying to do 2 times a month to come in. But it's also hard because we've got like people are doing their essays for college and this and that, so it's just trying to get everything situated. But it's going really well. People are popping in when they can. But the discussions there constantly of what's happening next. So we just tried to roll out the throwback Saturdays to like throw back some good old fashioned movies that I don't think they're old fashioned, but I'm finding out if they are.
Vintage.
Yeah, vintage. I'm on a different level now. So it didn't roll out the way we hoped, but I think it's super new and something. But we're still in the works with Parks and Rec and figuring out what to really can grab on and see what really the students would enjoy. I know we're doing a bounce house and stuff like that. We're looking to do in the spring for them, and collaborating with them a little bit more. But yeah, that's pretty much YPAC right now. We're still kind of figuring it all out and getting younger group involved as well. We did do Fright Fest, which was super fun. We went from like 4 kids to all of a sudden 14 signing up. So it was a really great turnout. It was a lot of fun. But other than that, it's still going.
Thank you. Okay, so I can't do screen share because of the technology issue, but you all have copies of the ordinance in front of you, and we shelved it last time because Lisa Casper brought up a great point, so I wanted to give an update on that. And Mrs. Castro's ask was about Acton Public Library being added to either participating commission members or at-large members. So I had several conversations with the director at Acton Public Library, and while she's in theory super in support of that, she was not able to identify someone who would be able to consistently attend. And So what it encouraged me to do, or motivated me to do, is to make sure that our youth librarian, Park and Rec, and our staff meet together on at least like minimum twice a year when we're doing big planning. And then if we can do more than that, we will. And so the three of us have committed to that. So I'll bring those reports back to the, but she was not able to get anyone to commit. So I didn't want to add that on here and then also be at an empty spot. So it is basically the way that, well, it's exactly the way it was when it was presented to you last time. If we vote and approve this tonight, I'll bring it over, and there is a town meeting scheduled for, I think, the 24th. And if Carl can amend his thing that went out today to add this, it will be voted on then. It doesn't prevent us from doing what's on here. If it has to go to the next one, since he already sent it out, I'm not sure that it'll get on there, but I'll try to do that. So as you read through it, again, it's exactly the same as it was last month. No other changes were made to it at all. So, Chair, I would ask.
Anyone have any questions? I think it was important when it was brought up from the library. and
Oh, yeah,
I'm glad that you,
absolutely.
You know,
Mhm.
did what you do, but people
Mhm.
get busy and there's less time for things. Does anyone have any questions about? This is just really goes back to something that we've been working on behind the scenes for several months, the update. That's what it is, the whole person. Anyone have any questions?
And you can see at the top, it was revised in 2007, had not been since 1985. Then the commission approved it in June of 2007, but it never went forward to a town referendum. So really, it had not been updated since 1985.
Anybody have any questions? Not to be the dead horse. Anybody have any questions? Okay, could I have, may I ask that someone ask to move this to a vote?
I'll make a motion to put it to a vote.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Lisa. Any questions? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Pass unanimously.
Any abstentions?
Any abstention?
All right, thank you. All right, so now we're going to move forward to the bylaws, and there had not been any previously, so this was a way to just formalize part of the process and outline, for especially for any new members or student members going forward, and what some of the roles and responsibilities might be. So I'm just going to read this as leadership. The chairperson is selected from the at-large members by quorum vote for a period of 2 years. After this period, they can elect to offer to run for one additional term, and membership would vote at that time. The co-chair would be nominated, self-nominated from the at-large members for a period of 2 years, and Jeff Harder did that last meeting, and we voted on that and accepted. When the chair has reached the end of their term, the co-chair would elect to assume the chair with commission member approval vote. So in this languaging for this commission, it's called a co-chair. In some committees, it's called a vice chair. I don't necessarily know what the difference might be, but that's just common language, I think. A new at-large member would be nominated, self-nominate to replace the former co-chair for a period of 2 years with membership approval vote. So it's probably going to be helpful to just stop after I do each section to see if anybody has any questions or thoughts before we go into each number. Okay, hearing none, I'll go forward. So for number 1, the commission will review the operation of the agency and the programs it develops and facilitates. So as a separate item, Mr. Chair, you would want to have a vote on each item.
Okay. So we're talking specifically,
Number 1.
the commission will review the operation.
Mhm.
Okay. Anyone have any questions to speak up? We'll vote for each of the subcategories in Roman numeral 1. Any questions? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed. Roman numeral 2.
The commission members will share agency information and disseminate within their sectors to support collaborative, interdepartmental, and interagency partnerships to align with agency mission. Again, all of these are really what you already do. It was just to formalize the role.
Any questions? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed. Roman numeral number 3.
The commission will review data from agency administered community and or student surveys and needs assessments and review plans by agency director to design and facilitate appropriate evidence-based responses to the areas of need identified by the data.
Any questions? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Roman numeral number 4.
The commission may review the hiring process of full-time employees and provide evaluative feedback.
Question.
So is that just to clarify, is that the like individual employees or the process?
It could depend. It could include both. I think the job description piece is under review because those are also dated. That's kind of a townwide initiative that's been in the process actually for almost 5 years. Job descriptions have not kept up with the time, so I'm busy revising them here. And so when those are completed, I would run them by you all to see if it fit with your understanding of what was needed and the kind of folks we were looking for to fill those positions. And then Mr. Rafferty has said in some interviews, if it was appropriate and you felt so inclined and you wanted to be part of an interview process, that's allowable. Yeah.
Any other comment or questions? Okay, all those in favor of Roman numeral number 4, please say aye. Opposed? Roman numeral number 5.
The commission is required to approve the agency town budget and may request quarterly financial reports. For the next meeting, which is I think December 2nd, yes. I'll be presenting the budget to you, but the next day is when I actually have my budget meeting with the first selectman and the financial director. So on the 2nd, you'll see it, but you won't vote on it. After my meeting the next day, I would put out or through the chair to either hold a Zoom meeting for a quick vote after that. And I apologize for the inconvenience. It was just the way things fell date-wise. But having seen the presentation the night before, it should be fresh in your mind, and I hopefully it wouldn't take too long.
We
I
can't
don't-
take a functionary vote that night.
I wouldn't do that.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Just in
That's
terms
what
of
we did. We'll schedule it
process and
that way.
protocol, yeah. I don't anticipate that my meeting at town hall would require any huge changes because we have ongoing conversations all the time as we're putting it together. But just to be on the safe side. So.
Any questions? Any comments? Could I please have all those in favor of Roman numeral 5, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Roman numeral number 6.
The commission will be a part of the select committee organized by the Board of Selectmen when there is a need to hire a replacement for the Youth and Family Services Director.
Questions? It's not, it has to be appointed, so I know it's for a selectman's office, but we've being asked the commission to be involved in that process. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I was just going to share that when I was hired in 2010, the committee involved second selectman, the superintendent, an employee from here, clinician, and about 4 other people, the youth officer from the police department. So it's usually about 8 people for a full-time position in this department.
Okay,
Well, thank you, everybody. I appreciate all your patience sitting through that. I just wanted to mention that we had the new chief of police, William Onofrio, here last Wednesday for a staff meeting and a tour. He was here for about an hour and had a lot of great questions for us and a lot of great feedback, and seems very open to collaborating in ways within the school, like youth prevention program and other ways. And, you know, he's definitely got a lot to learn in his first few months in terms of just, you know, things that are coming up. And then, of course, we're going right into a busy season. So it's great, though, because they have key program people who have experience with holiday giving and turkey and all of that good stuff. So that's all happening. But communication's been great, very open and welcoming. So just wanted to.
and I went over and he was there. I've been over a couple of times, but I actually was there one day and I had a nice meeting with him. I said, come on in. We sat there and talked. He offered me coffee. I said, no, I just wanted to introduce him. And I explained that I was chair and former principal. I think he's really trying to network with everyone in the community. He's
Yeah.
very friendly and appropriate, and I really liked him.
Great. So budget info, just wanted to let you know what an upcoming ask is, and it's not really asking for more money or anything, but I wanted to just let you all know, Kelly Laxon to heart. So she's gonna be graduating actually in December. She's been with us an extended period of time because she started her practicum with us and then took maternity leave, and now she's back. And she's really been an excellent fit for the school system and for us. She's a former educator and has some experience with special ed students and other things. And I'd like to have her here 4 to 6 hours a week. She's also going to be at Lyme Youth Service Bureau for 8 to 10 hours a week, which is a great fit for her and her family. And so I put that forward to the finance director yesterday, and there's money within the budget that will help cover that. But I just wanted to give you all the heads up, especially for you guys, that it would be ongoing. And I think she'll, the school system would be happy to hear that. So there are no other asks in terms of additional funding that we're looking for. We're really lucky. A lot of youth service bureaus whose federal funding was frozen, the drug-free community grant, for instance, Lyme Youth Service had to let their prevention person go. So our staff is funded through the municipality. Things that we continue to look for grant funding for are the supportive programs and things, but we also have donations and smaller grants that come in for that. So we're very fortunate in that way. Any questions about? Yeah. Okay. All right. So moving forward, Mr. Rafferty, I would just like to ask the sector members and the students especially. So we were talking about student activities and youth night and all that kind of stuff. If you had a wish list of things that might be provided or places that would be provided for people to go hang out and do something fun, what kinds of things are of interest to you, and what do you think your friends might like to do?
And introduce yourself, state your name and what grade year you're in and what you like to do, and go for it.
And you may have 3 very different perspectives. So, and that's perfectly
There's
fine.
not a wrong answer.
Yeah.
There's no right answer.
I'm Alexa and I'm a junior at the high school. And I think probably, I like that it's after school because I find that especially a lot of clubs during the school day, everything's very flex and it's really hard to coordinate that. So it's really nice that it's after school something. And I think that maybe like something with movie, I know you had said another group was doing that, but I feel like making like once a month, one Friday night a month or something like that, because it's something that wouldn't require a lot of effort, but it's kids can go and talk to their friends. They don't have to do something. They can just sit there and like spend time with their friends outside of school. So for me, at least, it's hard to like set up time to hang out with my friends and schedules. But if that's something that's built in and I can see them, that'd be nice.
Thank you.
My name is Cassie, and I agree with Alexa that after school is always like a good time, especially when there's already like so many clubs and like meetings or meeting with teachers or having to like work it into the school schedule is a little bit more difficult. So after school is always nice. You also have like more time when it's like not during the school day. And movies are nice. Going out, like mini golfing is nice, or just like small activities.
Okay, thank you.
I'm Matthew. So we can do we go outside of the school, like a trip.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like a lot of people have shown interest in like bowling and stuff like that. I feel like that would be something that could get people out and about. Like I said, after school is good. But with certain kids like sports schedules, that's always hard to coordinate around. So you might lose an audience here or there because of that. But I think going out and doing something that's like inclusive, like all like bowling, you don't have to be good at something to go bowling or something like that.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, it helps if you're good. But
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I know. I missed that. All right.
So where's the closest bowling alley?
Groton and East Haven.
Okay. So I know she's gonna plan something like that. So if she got you the information and stuff, do you think you'd be willing to talk to your friends about it and just get the word out? All right. She's on it.
Add on to that, and you can tell.
Yeah, please do.
Mr. Flocken do. So we had our annual field day event a couple weeks ago, which included our talent show. And the talent was so numerous that we ran out of time.
Mhm.
And there was a couple of students that came up to me and said, we need to do this more than once a year.
Mhm.
An opportunity for kids to play an instrument. Those seem to be the more invigorating acts, I would say,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
There's some really, really amazing.
You also did
talent.
great.
Well, I live with them.
Yes.
So I don't know if there's an opportunity there to do some type of talent
Sure.
display.
I like that.
But it's a thought that was in my mind from our
Yeah.
conversation about how can we do that more often.
Sure.
Be hard for us to do
Yeah.
it on a monthly,
Mhm.
but once I said no,
Mhm.
once a month would be
I've done
tough,
this.
but.
Students, like, not necessarily everyone was like showing off talent,
Mhm.
I would say, but they were all like having so much fun up on stage in groups, just like
Mhm.
getting to plan it with their friends beforehand and stuff like that.
Even if we did like an open mic, it doesn't have to be strictly a talent. show.
Oh, I know, okay.
Yeah, thank you for bringing that up, because the community variety show used to be a huge hit, and it was such an age range, and it was super time intensive, but having one just for the high school is a great idea. Okay, thank you. All right,
I think that's a great idea,
yeah.
because anyone decide if they want to be part of it, and or go and read it, for the friends, I think it's great.
And I did already plug Safe at Home to Mr. Harder directly, but
Appreciate
from the feedback that he shared at the last meeting, having one that's after school hours and sports and whatnot. And then we include dinner for the kids. It'll be after the next commission meeting from 6 to 7, pizza, dinner. It'll be just over an hour. We already have five signups. So that's great. And then the other one, Bushy Hill, we like to partner with them because the environmental programs are great, and the person who teaches them is so passionate about what she does. She's really into bugs. We have a bunch of little boys, and they love that.
And she lets them touch them.
Yeah. And I don't think she charges, right?
Like minimal, it's
Yeah.
like $10
Yeah.
a student, I think, yeah.
So we're really trying to do some outdoor things and connect with community providers, not just in Saybrook, but not too far afield either, because we don't want to spend a lot of time traveling. The feedback we received around some of the great trips that these guys have planned, we try to make it as fair as possible. So we put the stuff out, and then we don't open the registration till the next day. So everybody has a chance to get on there. It can be very competitive because we can only take as many students as our 2 vans can hold. And I did send a parent email out that we know it's hard to be disappointed if your son or daughter doesn't get signed up. We will consider, and we are taking quotes for larger buses and vans to do that. Part of the issue is we want to keep it very affordable, and we already reduced the fee quite a bit. And then we have a percentage for scholarship. But I did put out there that if we went that way, I would need more over 21-year-old volunteers. And right away, 3 parents reached out to me and said they'd be happy to do that. So that was very encouraging. Because we want, the more the merrier. So to a degree, right?
Yeah, we know, but we did have a conversation of, we want to keep it positive youth development. If we have like 50 kids, it's not gonna be that one-to-one that we usually get with the students. But having at least 20 kids is definitely doable. But yeah, because literally our middle school program, after school programs that we have for parent teacher conference days, sold out in 2 minutes. And I had people writing me, this is like the Polar Express tickets. I'm like, it's youth and family, let's take a breath, it's okay. But it was a great turnout, and we haven't had that in a while, which is really exciting at the same time. So.
And we always do have a waiting list, because sometimes people will cancel or someone will get sick. So we do try to make it as fair as we possibly can to manage that. And then once one fills up, we do try to plan another one to accommodate that. So, but I just wanted to ask the students if you had anything else you wanted to talk about school related. So I asked you a very specific question, but there may be other things that you have that you want to bring to our attention and talk about.
Some after sports conference play. Good stuff. Good
Tonight,
stuff for the kids.
Thursday night.
Is there cross country? Is there cross country? team?
Finished.
Like yesterday was state open.
Okay,
All right.
There are just 3 more things that we want
Yeah,
to
please
do
do.
for, so with the prevention field that we did work on, We also are tying back into the data that we collected last year. So we're gonna be working in January, February, March. January, we're gonna do a collaborative problem solving evening. February will be a vaping information, and obviously if there is an issue, how can we help the student once they've started, right? Because we just taking away is not gonna solve the problem. So we're gonna go into more of a deep dive on that. And then March is gonna be gambling awareness. So we're gonna have more dates and all that to follow, but I just wanted to keep everyone, we're connecting it with the data that we.
And just that ties into the billboards as you're driving towards Henny Penny. It's not Henny Penny anymore, but on the left. The next one that comes up will directly tie the student survey data into, because I think 68% of the students responded that they look to their parents to be their primary source of support. And I think it's good for parents to hear some of the good stuff that came out of that.
What do they actually do?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and so we definitely are tying the student survey data back into, and the police chief asked for a copy of that too, so we sent that over to him. So there's that. So any other sector member, the public health and school?
Okay, just two things to share.
Sure.
Because we just booked it, in April, they don't have the date, but I will get it to you. We are, having, Choices Matter, which is state highway safety.
Great.
They do it as a free, program, so they'll be there, in the morning. And then we'll do some advisory program in the afternoon to follow up with that. So if you'd like to come, so you
Oh,
can,
yeah.
you know,
Thank you.
get the same, see the same message and then, and then work off of that. So that's happening in
you.
April. And then the other thing this year, we took our advisory program and our Safe School Climate Committee, which has students on it, our students pointed out to us that a lot of times what we do in advisory is disconnected from what we do in clubs, but they're oftentimes like similar, they're just not happening at the same time. Like I said, thank you very much for pointing that out to us. So this year, what we're gonna try is each month, a club is going to sponsor the advisory theme for the month and do some type of programming or activity along that same theme. So there are some natural fits. For example, the health club in December usually does giving back or empathy. So they're going to do something this year called the 12 Days of Empathy. So there are some very natural fits for those types of things to happen. So what I would like to do is to pass along, once it's complete, our calendar for the year. And if you would like to jump in with the theme on any month at any point, you're welcome to join us and
That's great.
and engage in that type of that thing. The other one that sticks out in my mind that just off the top of my head is another example is in April, our ecology club wants to do stewardship of the earth as our theme. So they're gonna take that.
Awesome.
So
Different activities for them during the month or just a specific day?
so it depends on what the club wants to do.
Okay.
Especially for this first year, we're just kind of seeing how it goes. So some clubs might choose to do a 1-day awareness type of thing. Others might do more of a month-long type of awareness thing, depends on probably how large the club is in terms of membership and how ambitious they are. But we're going to try it out this year and see how.
That's great. And any of the students who are here who need community service, you're probably all over your hours, but Starlight Festival 12/6, we could definitely use
Some actors and actresses.
Yeah. The live action game on the green needs people who dress up.
We have all the stuff.
Yeah.
You just have to.
It's gonna be fun.
Come on.
It's so much fun. I even dress up, okay? I dress the Grinch. What? Oh, okay.
Alexa, what's your phone number? Wait till after.
Okay, moving on, old business.
Oh, did you?
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh,
No,
I'm
no.
sorry. Go ahead.
Nothing new to report at this time.
Okay, okay.
Anybody else? Under old business, we talked about, we have to have a vice chair. And Jeff volunteered and he's nominated. Is there any other person that would like to be the vice chair? But we did not have an actual vote yet, so we need to take a vote. So for all those in favor of having Jeff Harder as the new vice chair, co-chair, co-chair, please say aye.
Aye.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay. New business, anything, anybody for advocacy, anything else that the people that work here want to bring up?
Sticker
Or
shock,
members?
Oh, yeah.
November
10th.
10th. Our White Pack does our annual sticker shock. Letters have gone out a couple weeks ago to the package stores, and we've had 100% participation. So now I get to follow up and call them. So just remind them that we'll be here on Monday, whether you like it or not. And we have the stickers, and we put our LPC news logo on it, this time without the yak, but we still have the representation of all. But now they've been putting them on the doors, which has been a really nice feature. So I have to tell them to take it down and put the new one up. So
Yeah.
that'll be fun.
Good, great.
Good. All right.
Anything else? Is there any other business? And we have a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll make a motion.
Second,
Second.
okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
All right. Thank you all.
Thank you very much for your time.
See you next month.